Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again. And this is Sunday morning. Many of you are at church, and many of you are still in the bed watching religious programming on television. Many of you are just coming in from having a good time last night, even though you were supposed to be sort of somewhat quarantined. I guess life just bees that way, and we have to give it going and coming. But as I was awakened this morning, I was reminded of what really goes on in the society. I see people suffering because of this virus, and I see others trying to do whatever they can to help. I see people willing to sacrifice for life, and at the same time, I see others trying to sacrifice for money. I think about, as I'm reminded, of the impeachment process. One group of people saying this man has got to go. Another group saying he must stay. I sat there and I witnessed people who, given some kind of oath that they would obey the law, hold to the Constitution, and live under God. And I saw them actually making mockery of everything that everybody else had been convinced to believe in, at least temporarily, maybe until he got a chance to put them on the stand. And they were making a complete mockery out of it. I watched the president get up and say one thing in one moment and contradict it in another moment, and then turn around and say he didn't say it. And you're sitting there with recordings and repeatings of him saying it. And then you get another group of people that will come about and support exactly what he is asserting, knowing that he's lying. And then they are now themselves lying. And you see all of this stuff going around. And you see this pain and suffering. And you see people saying, I want to lead you here, I want to lead you there. And there's no place that they haven't promised to take you before, but you never got there. And so it looked like it's something in everybody's mind. It seems it should be in the minds of people in South America, Central America, North America, in the USA, in Russia, in China. It should be in the minds of every human being on the face of the earth. What the hell is going on? And then you will find your answer in your question. Hell is going on. Hell is going on. It doesn't matter that some people are saying they're celebrating. It's so good and so wonderful. Yeah, I understand that. But what it seems to me, ladies and gentlemen, that the true power should be recognizable. The true power should be identified. And when I think about identifying a power, that means it can't be contaminated by nothing that's outside of itself or what it chooses. And what am I saying? I'm saying I look at all the things that exist, all the things that we call natural, because we had no input in its manifestation. That means it belongs. All things that exist like that belong to another power. It belongs to another power. The land. It doesn't belong to the natives in this location because they were here. They were just on the land. It doesn't belong to anybody that could pick up arms and take it. It doesn't belong to them. The land belongs to the giver of land. And what is it for? It's for all of the purposes that it can be used for. That's what the land is for. My friends, I sit there and think about that. I think about stuff like what's going on. And on this Sunday, when everybody else is sitting up in church talking about a biblical story, what does it mean relative to this life? When it comes down to the Bible, I believe all truths. And all truths are verifiable. And anything in the Bible that talks about, to me, that's not verifiable, I'm not saying it's in the Bible, I'm just saying it's irrelevant. The pain and suffering that we're going through today, the only relevance that pain and suffering of yesterday have with it is that maybe it existed. Well, we won't argue because it's definitely existed today. But the question is, what can we do about it? What can we truly do about it? Well, one thing we can do about it is to care about it when it's not happening, to prepare for the possibilities of a virus, to be an antibody for life, to make sure that no need for lying, cheating, and stealing ever occur. Make sure that all men's dreams are accessible with the greatest of ease. All of these things are achievable. And what will be the results? Our dreams would be made manifest. So I'm saying to you, when we're at church today, everybody should be in agreement that this power we can't see is the owner of all things. And we're not agreeing to anything that allows this to exist. So we're going to change it. No, my friend, we're not going to continue this. I don't care what the Republicans and the Democrats are talking about. We're going to change this thing. Now, if you're still trying to claim the land, I mean, I know you're still under the law of the man. I know you still got to go through a whole type of actions to get things right. But that's not going to stop us from getting it right. We're just going to have to do what we got to do to get it right. Did I get an amen? So if you're against that, then you are not what I call verifiable a lover. No, to me that's selfish. To me that's saying, this is mine. Now look, wait a minute, I'm not going to go through that. That's take too much time. This is what I'm saying to you, all of America and people of the world. Y'all can believe what you want to believe. But the way to peace, the way to prosperity, the way to freedom, the way to joy in life, the way to the fulfillment of your dreams, there's a pattern, there's a path. There's no accident. And it's a simple thing. It's a very simple thing. Respect what isn't yours. That's the world and all of the other stuff. Respect it. How do you respect that? By allowing it to do what it is supposed to do naturally. The trees grow naturally when the seed is there. Any fruit, seed that we have, when you plant it in the proper environment, it grows naturally. Peace comes natural when there's justice. And it's just so simple when you think about all of the things that's required is wrapped up in one word: love. What does it mean to love? To do unto others as you'd have others to do unto you. And what is the greatest thing that you're doing when you're doing this? You're saying, I become an instrumentation of that which is needed, that which is required. I mean, that's absolutely required to give life, to give joy. You become an instrumentation of it. It, my friends, which is invisible, it, which is a spirit, now has an instrument to be used. Come into your life and stand up for the things that brings prosperity to all. Come into your life and stand up for that which brings freedom to all. Stand up in your life for that which brings joy to all. Stand up in your life for that which brings the fulfillment of dreams for all mankind. Now, a commitment to something like that, if you came to a church and walked out feeling like that, then you would say that perhaps you have been fed for the betterment of mankind. But when you go in there and come back out the same way you went in, with the same hatred, the same animosities, the same prejudices, the same greed and selfishness, then what was it all about? That's the question that we have to answer every day. We have to be able to face ourselves and smile because there's no pain or suffering that's cause anyone. I'm not telling you, my friend, this comes from something you can't see, but it's alive in you and it's alive in me. And it's okay because we have no complaint. Why? Because people's dreams are coming true. That's the thing that's so unique. Well, I guess what I wanted to say initially was that simply those who respect that all things are God and treat each other as they want to be treated and recognize that they themselves have a gift. And if your mind will allow you to see it, everybody has that gift, a special gift, a unique gift that allows them to play in the participation of the creative force that brings forward all of those things that are essential for survival, like food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, transportation, and all of the things that you can imagine, the watch, the computers, this telephone, all of these things, my friends, are made available to you as a gift from you to one another. A gift from you to one another. A gift from you to one another. That God, that's the God you're praying for. That's the God that you're praying for to answer your dreams. But what do you find out? That God must be made manifest in you. That God must be made manifest in you. And if that God is not made manifest in you, you are an instrument of the devil. God ain't mad. Why? Because he got somebody like me to stand up here and tell you the truth. And if you're seeking the truth, here we are. And we will go forward with the evidence because we will be one. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.